It's time for yet another prediction episode, and today we are heading over to round 20. And round 20 also marks the first weekend of football in 2026. And that Happy New Year to our viewers out there and those who have been sticking with us on the channel. But still, let's get straight into the business of this video, and that is the predictions for round 20. Victor, without wasting much time, what are your best straight win selections for this round?
I'm going with West Ham to beat Wolves. It's priced at 295. Wolves are actually slight favorites for this game, but if we look at their record against similarly in trouble sides this season, it doesn't really make sense. The 3 points they have are all against bigger sides, at least on paper: Brighton, Spurs, and Man United. It's probably because they're at home, but everyone who's fighting down there has beaten them, and I think it will continue here. My second pick is a double chance of draw or Crystal Palace to win against Newcastle at 228. I know it's Newcastle, but Palace have shown a lot of metal on the road this season. In the Prem, before they lost to Leeds, they had only lost to Arsenal and Everton away. Arsenal is understandable. The Everton one was back in early October. Everton were still very good at home. So, yeah, I don't think Palace are losing here. Besides, Newcastle are priced in that dubious 170 to 175 range. And I'm also backing Arsenal against Bournemouth, 154. This against Villa, it was more like it from Arsenal. And I think now we might see them let loose a bit more since they have both Saliba and Gabriel back in defense. Rice being out is a problem, but not even City have as good of a squad as Arsenal in terms of depth. So Bournemouth, they've been poor for far too long to now pose a serious problem for Arsenal.
Yeah, fair enough. Also backing Arsenal to beat Bournemouth, like for all the reasons you mentioned, and they were more convincing against Villa, and I think they want to keep that momentum going. I'm also going with Villa to beat Forest. I know, yes, it's in the territory where you should avoid 1.8 there, but I'm sure they'll be looking to make that statement result once again after losing to Arsenal to show people that, oh, they are still in the title race and they are still up for it. So I think Villa should be fired up to beat Forest. And I'm also backing Brighton to beat Burnley. I mean, any side should go past Burnley these days. Anything should go past Burnley these days. So I'm backing Brighton to also, get back to winning ways and beat Burnley as well. Anyways, moving on, Victor, what are your best goal market selections?
Fulham v Liverpool BTTS at 167. These two love scoring against each other. It BTTS has landed in all of the last six direct meetings, and I think it will land here as well. I'm going with over 2.5 goals for City versus Chelsea at 145. Barring this nil-nil draw against Sunderland, City have been in very, very good form of late and scoring plenty as well. So between the loss to Leverkusen and the Sunderland draw, it was 8 games, all wins, and they scored 23 goals. Chelsea, for their part, are not bad going forward either, despite their recent form. So I think 3 goals in this one should not be a problem. And the third pick is Spurs versus Sunderland, also over 2.5. It's at 2.06. Not a lot of goals in recent matches for either side is weirdly enough exactly what makes me pick this. This and the fact that it's Spurs at home, so a combo breaking result is never far away. They're far too inconsistent. And for them at home, 2.5 plus has landed in 4 of the last 5 games.
Yeah, fair point. I'm going with Arsenal with Bournemouth, and the reason for this is for over 2.5 goals. The reason for this is I think Bournemouth will definitely get on the score sheet, but Arsenal will outscore them. So I think 3 goals should land in that one. I'm also going for Brighton with Burnley once again. I mean, Burnley have been conceding at least 2 goals in their last 5 games, and I expect that trend to carry on once again. And finally, I'm going for Leeds be Manchester United because I also think BTTS will happen in that game. Leeds at home are a different side. They're quite resilient at home, and I think they will cause some troubles in that game. So at least 3 goals rather should land as well.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on, Victor. What are your best player to score selections?
Backing Voltemade, he only played a little over 10 minutes against Burnley and he loves scoring at home. Palace have been very suspect defensively lately, and yeah, at 238, I think Voltemade makes sense. I'm also going with Bowen at 330 against Wolves. It's a bit high considering how many Wolves are usually conceding, and the fact that Bowen is usually involved in 90% of whatever West Ham do going forward. But it's definitely worth it. And I'm also backing Trossard at 320. So I think he's been very good this season, and he'll probably get another run out here, even though he played the full 90 against Villa. He rarely played the full game before that. I don't think fatigue is a factor, and I believe Arteta starts him here again just to extract maximum value.
Fair enough. Going for Danny Welbeck. Welbeck against Burnley. Since he returned from injury, he has been good. Although he missed a penalty via a Panelka last time out, but I think against Burnley, should still be able to find the back of the net. I'm also going for Saka against Bournemouth. I think Saka will be fired up to return to scoring ways, and I think this is one of those games where Arsenal might get a penalty as well. I'm also going with Oli Watkins against Nottingham Forest because I think Villa will probably Villa will probably win that game, and I think this is one of those games where Watkins will probably start. I don't think he should play from the bench. I think he's probably going to start, and then finally. I know he blanked last time out, but I'm still tempted to say Erling Haaland against Chelsea. I mean, it's Chelsea. No disrespect to Chelsea, but it's Chelsea, and I think Chelsea's defense has not been the best so far this season, and I think Haaland should still be able to try and capitalize on that. Anyways, just on a final note, Victor, any bold opportunity to take advantage of?
Leeds to beat Man United around 280. If Okay, let me put it this way. If you don't manage to beat Wolves, it's only natural for me to back any opponent of yours. Okay? Besides, big rivalry, away from home, Leeds are in good form. The script just writes itself here.
Yeah, that's a very interesting one. To be fair, Leeds to beat Manchester United, but I mean, when you use that analogy about Wolves, I mean, it does make sense. To be fair, I don't really have a bold opportunity from my side, but I think despite what everyone's thinking, I think Chelsea might actually not lose to Manchester City, even without Maresca in the dugout. I feel they would not lose to Manchester City at the Etihad. That's my bold prediction for this weekend.
All
I
right.
feel maybe it's a bit of bias talking here, but that's what I think for my bold prediction for this game week. We're just gonna have to wait and see how everything plays out. And those are predictions for round 20. As usual, we are still asking everyone to do their due diligence because for the past 2 to 3 weeks, players have been playing at least 2 to 3 times, per week, and the schedule has made players sort of fatigued. So coaches might be forced to also rotate as well. So make sure you do your due diligence and do not take predictions as 100%, yes or yes. So those are our predictions for round 20 anyways. The Premier League is officially past the halfway mark and we can expect things to unfold and things to get more interesting in the coming weeks. Stay tuned so you don't miss out.